Hey,
Alrighty
Rosalyn.
then. Okay.
It's
Uh,
Hi, hi Renee, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Lord. Okay,
I am
here we
doing
go.
wonderful.
Okay.
I am
Mm.
actually en route to Orlando. Traffic is crazy, of course. It is the Florida Blue Classic between Bethune-Cookman College and FAMU. So we are headed to Orlando. We expected to be there earlier than now, but we are in traffic.
That's just fine as long as you made it. Um, this no, I'm just fooling around here with this.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
So you're in Orlando, huh? Uh,
Not quite. We're en route. Um,
okay. Oh boy, you've got a ways to go.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's only about 45 minutes from my home, but of course the traffic is horrendous. So it's taken us probably maybe double or triple the time to get there.
Oh man. Well, I'll introduce you. We just sort of jumped in here.
Okay.
We're in the midst of royalty. Today we have Rosalyn Kennedy, Miss Blind Diva of 2024. Congratulations,
Thank
Rosalyn.
you. Thank you so much, Renee.
I was wondering, tell us a little bit about it. What happened? How did this come to be?
Okay. Well, of course, pageantry was never something that had crossed my mind. And Goddess Johnson told me a few months past that I nominated you for the Miss Blind Diva pageant. So I'm like, oh, really, me? And she was like, yes. So that's how it came to be. The process, however, was very long, very challenging, sometimes frustrating, but has been very rewarding. It's a lot of work. It takes much preparation. You have to have the right mindset, the right attitude, and most importantly, you have to have that self confidence to believe that you can do, what it is you set your mind to.
Now, what are your duties as Miss Blind Diva?
My duties as Miss Blind Diva is pretty much the same duties that I have being a blind woman, and also, as you know, starting my own nonprofit for the blind is to empower others, to just be that example and that beaming light to let others who are visually impaired or blind know that they can do or accomplish anything they set their mind to. Another role is also to advocate and create self awareness for society to let them know that we are looking for equality and inclusivity, and we want to be recognized. We don't want to be left out in the cold anymore or ignored. That we are here, we are blind, but yet we are in careers, we are furthering our education, we are entrepreneurs, we are, parents. We do everything. We just have a more creative way of doing so.
That's right. You just have to do things in a different way, right?
Yes, exactly.
Now, I always think, and you tell me what you think. I know we often say that we empower others, but isn't it really our own responsibility to empower ourselves?
It is, Renee, and that's a very good point that you're making. However, some have not reached that point in their lives where they have that self confidence or that self will or that self motivation, to actually empower themselves. And so that's where people like myself step in. And that's just to encourage others and to give them that push that will pull them into greatness.
Well, that's a great point, because I think a lot of us, in a lot of ways, most of us, whether we're blind or not, we like to fly under the radar, not make waves or anything.
Right,
And
exactly.
basically, you're like slapping the water, making the waves,
Yes, yes,
calling
yes,
attention.
yes.
But that's great. So, are you going to be traveling around the country?
Yeah, there is one of the slogans, the organization that created and founded the pageant, Miss Blind Diva Empowerment, is Eyes Like Mine Foundation, and they are based out of Newark, New Jersey. And the founders are Crystal Allen and Naquilla Wright Prevo. And one of the slogans, the hashtags that we use is blind, booked, and busy. It's going to be a busy year. It's going to be a busy year, but when you have that passion and that love and that self-driven motivation to empower others, I'm ready to do it because it's a blessing within itself. And um, I'm getting a lot out of it, by giving to a lot of others. So it's going to be some traveling involved. Actually, we are planning our schedule of events for the upcoming year. It's in process right now.
That's wonderful. Do you now it's Blind Diva, but do you help to empower young blind men as well?
Empowerment is for all who are in the blind community. This just happens to be a pageant for women. However, our community is to encourage and empower all blind individuals. So it not only speaks for just women who, we encourage and empower to be great, but it's men as well. And it's like I said, speaking that for the blind community as a whole. We have been for so long living in this biased perspective of society that we are ignored, we are not included, we are overlooked. And we as blind people are ready to take that stand to let everyone know that we are here and we're not going anywhere until you all learn to embrace our blindness and give us that opportunity to demonstrate our abilities, our strength, and our skills.
Now, it's interesting, because I think some people who are sighted, myself included, but now I don't get afraid, but I think a lot of people who are sighted are afraid of stepping on toes, saying the wrong things, using the wrong words. What do you say to them?
And that is true, Renee. And the one of the main parts of what we do is educating, because there are some who are not educated as it relates to how to assist, how to approach, or how to attend to blind people. And so educating is a part of what we do as well as empowering. So we're out here trying to educate others on how to approach us, how to assist us. And we want them to know that even though we are blind, we need help sometimes, but we want to be able to reclaim that independency, to be able to do things on our own, or to at least attempt to do things on our own. So yes, we are open to assistance and help, but we want to be given that chance to see if we can do it, because we don't want to be crippled or handicapped, by others always doing something for us.
Oh, you froze up a little bit here. What three big tips that you could give to sighted people? Like, hey, you can talk to us, you can do anything. Three big tips that you'd like to give to some of the sighted people to sort of like bridge the gap.
Well, one of the first tips I would give is to observe, kind of watch us and to try to kind of see what type of assistance we may need. The second tip is to ask. Don't be afraid to ask if we need help, but give us that opportunity to say, yes, we would like your help, or no, let me try to do it first. And then another tip is to respect our space.
As you would any other human, right?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I see a little person back there.
Yes, I do have, my daughter is driving me. Her name is Dynasty, and I have my two youngest granddaughters, Michaela and Malia. Michaela was fortunate enough to be on stage with me for the pageant. There was a category called Miss Blind Diva, Diva and Me. And that was where we had an opportunity to bring one of our smaller, younger divas on stage with us so that they can get that experience of what it's like to actually be in the midst of a diva and to be a little diva. And so Michaela, my 7-year-old granddaughter, was on stage with me for the Diva and Me category of the pageant.
Oh, that's so great. That's really wonderful.
Awesome.
Did you get an extra bit of energy from her?
Yes, I did. She said some very sweet things that kind of made me chuckle up, and grandkids have a way of getting under your skin and in a way get whatever they want from you. So she said some beautiful things about her grandma, and yeah, that made me feel real special.
Oh, that's great. I asked you that question because I remember when my daughter was smaller, and now when my grandchildren, they're at the age. Sometimes, you yourself, you don't want to admit it, but you feel a little nervous about something. And I always got an extra amount of energy around my daughter, around my
Yes.
grandchildren.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, I can do that.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wouldn't it be great if you could have the grandkids before the kids? If that was possible, that would be great. They are something special.
Or even look at your children as if they
Yeah.
were your grandchildren and lighten up on yourself a little bit, just,
Yeah.
yeah, have a little more sense of humor or things like that. I always try to do that too. But you're right, you get a little nervous when it's your own child because you feel like
Right.
they have to, they're representing you.
Hmm.
So
Exactly. Exactly.
so what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Are you on the way to a Thanksgiving destination?
No, actually, I'm not. This was my last work day. I work for the public school system, and we are off all next week. So actually, we are heading to a um a Florida Classic. It's Bethune-Cookman College and FAMU,
Ah,
and they have
yeah.
the Florida Blue Classic in Orlando. And actually, this is my first time going since they moved it to Orlando. They were in Tampa for years. But this is my first time going to the one in Orlando. So me, my daughter, and my grandkids are going to go over for the weekend and watch the Battle of the Bands and just hang out and have a good time.
Oh my God, how cool is that? Well, do
Yes.
you have any Thanksgiving food tips for us? Are you going to be cooking or?
I'm going to be chipping in this year and cooking. I'm not going to be preparing the entire Thanksgiving meal. My son is going to be in another state for Thanksgiving, and family is just kind of spread it out this year. So we are going to just do a few dishes and go over to a relative's house and join in with them for Thanksgiving. So I won't be so tired when it's time to return to work the following Monday because I don't have to do all the cooking. So that's what Thanksgiving is looking like for us this year.
Well, what kind of tips do you have for when you do cook?
One tip I have is to do some prepping the night before. It will save you a lot of time and a lot of energy. And I had to learn that the hard way, Renee, because I like everything fresh, but it's just impossible, especially when you're preparing so many different dishes for so many people. It's impossible to get everything done the morning of. So I learned to start doing my prepping, as early as maybe 2 or 3 days before.
Mhm.
And then that way, when it's time to get everything in the oven, it's already, put together. The onions are chopped, the celery's chopped, everything is already, ready to just be combined and prepared.
Now, it's interesting because I just saw a couple of recipes today. I was going over them, and they had a recipe for do ahead gravy or do ahead dressing and things like that. But I'm
Mhm.
like you, I get up at 5 on Thanksgiving and just start throwing
Mhm.
everything together. But I
Yeah,
think this year I may be a little more relaxed and do some things ahead of time as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It helps. It really helps. And it still guarantees that freshness of your food because it's actually cooked the same day. You just kind of like the things that you can put together that won't ruin so quickly. You can go ahead and do that. So that it helps out. It helps out a lot. And you're not so tired that you can't enjoy Thanksgiving Day.
Right. Do you have any special hacks that you want to share with the audience?
Any special what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Any special Thanksgiving hacks that maybe are your very own that you've done over the years?
Let me see. It's been more so traditional. I will say trying something untraditional for a change is always fun, and I'm finding that a lot of people are doing that this year. Talk to a few people that are doing seafood. Some people are doing barbecue. So one little hack would be try something different or incorporate something new or untraditional in your traditional Thanksgiving dinner and see how that
Oh, that's a great idea.
works.
That's a great idea because most of us are all locked into the turkey and the stuff,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pumpkin pie.
yeah. So something new is fun, especially with the younger kids. We can eat turkey dressing and mac and cheese and collard greens, you know, day after day. But the younger kids, they like something new, fun, and exciting. So trying something different or incorporating something, not so traditional in your Thanksgiving meal.
Like key lime pie.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, in Florida, that's almost kind of traditional too.
Traditional, exactly, depending on where you live. Right, exactly.
Oh, that's
So, right,
well,
that is so true.
do you have any advice for anyone, who may want to be in the Blind Diva pageant?
Yes, I do. I do. First, I will say, not only did I win the Miss Blind Diva, which is the ultimate crown of the pageant, but I was also crowned Miss Independent. So, just a real brief audio description for my blind friends or my blind community that may be on live today. I am actually wearing my Miss Independent crown today, which is not as tall as the ultimate crown, but I knew I was going to be in the car. And so I thought this one would be more convenient. I have dark, long, curly hair. I have on some Coach glasses. They're for the fashion more so than helping me to see. I have on an animal print top, and that's my audio description. But yes, advice for anyone who is interested in the pageant. Um, it's a very good experience. I will say you get what you put into it, and preparation is key. Having the right mindset is key. Putting everything into perspective is key. And being confident about yourself is very important because when you step out on that stage, you're going to have the mindset to own the stage. And if you're not confident, it shows. It shows. So just go prepare, be the best you can be. We are looking for a phenomenal upcoming pageant. I am expecting it to be so big until we have to find a new location and some different approaches and strategies to use to accompany, all of the ladies that are going to be recruiting or being nominated for the pageant. But it's a great experience. I think it's something that every girl should do.
Ah, that is great.
Yeah,
That
and
is
if anyone is interested or you have any questions, um, I'm open. You can inbox me. We haven't started yet, and once we do, I'll be sure to make sure that information. Once I'm given that information from the president and the founders, I am going to be spreading the news worldwide so that we can pull anyone in who is interested in participating in the pageant. And yes, 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 we're excited about it. We are so excited about what's to come every year. The purpose is for each diva to add something new to enhance what has already been established by our predecessors. And that's my job this year to, add something new, to inject some new ideas for the progression of the pageant.
well, tell us how they reach you, Rosalyn.
They can reach me. Actually, my social media handles, My Blind is Beautiful and Rosalyn Kennedy, both are my Facebook pages. You can reach me also through my organization, which is My Blind is Beautiful. The website is myblindisbeautiful.com. The email address is myblindisbeautiful.vision@gmail.com. The business phone is 863-944-2007. And if you have any other questions regarding the pageant, even to see a list of my other predecessors, you can actually go on the Eyes Like Mine website. That's eyeslikemine.org. And there's some information about the organization who established and founded this great pageant. And anyone who's available will be more than happy to give you any information that they can give you. But as I stated, registration will be opening the spring of next year, and the information will also be made readily available then. But if you have any questions regarding my experience in the pageant, or any tips or anything to kind of help you prepare for whether it's the talent competition, whether it's the fun fashion, any of the other categories, feel free to reach out to me and I will be glad to answer any questions that I can. And those questions that I cannot answer, I will pass along to one of my predecessors. And between all of us, we will get you the answers that you need.
Well, thank you so much, Rosalyn. I
You're
really
welcome,
appreciate it.
Thank
And
you.
again, this was I'm Renee Rentmeester, creator, executive producer of the Cooking Without Looking TV show. This was a Friday happy hour with Rosalyn Kennedy,
Yes.
Blind Diva 2024.
Yes.
If you want to reach out to us, we're at www.cookingwithoutlooking.tv.wordpress.com. If that's too long to remember, just Google Cooking Without Looking and you will find us. And when you go to our YouTube channel, it's Cooking Without Looking on YouTube. And that please like and subscribe and share. So
Yes.
thank you so much, Rosalyn.
Thank you, Renee, for having me. Thank you so much for all you do. Just being so supportive in every aspect. I'm just assured that every time I post or look on my page, I'm going to see Renee's name. And I just want to personally thank you for being so supportive and just always, being there at the right time and reaching out and giving me the opportunity to even have been on the Cooking Without Looking show to prepare that Philly steak lasagna. And then I think this is 2 or maybe 3 happy hour shows you invited me to do. So I am grateful for the opportunity to be here with you, Renee.
Well, no problem. We love having you, Rosalyn.
Thank you so much.
You guys drive safely and have a wonderful holiday.
You as well, Renee. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving.
everyone. Thank you. Talk soon, Renee.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.